Good wishes to all. Stoicism founders. Zeno was the founder of the Stoic school. He was followed by Cleanthes and Charispus. Stoicism flourished for many years, not only in Greece but also in Rome. The famous Roman Stoics were Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. We need only, however, discuss the central ideas of Stoicism too, which all Stoic thinkers subscribed. Philosophical underpinnings. Stoicism rejected the idealism of Plato. According to Stoicism, knowledge consists of the sense impressions which get imprinted in the mind. Mental activity is solely limited to these materials received from senses. This is in opposition to the Platonic view that mind is the source of knowledge and that senses are sources of error and illusion. Stoics denied the reality of the Platonic forms or concepts. Concepts are simply ideas in the mind which are formed by nothing the common features shared by particular objects like chairs, tables, or bricks. Concepts have no existence outside human mind. Knowledge refers to objects which senses perceive and convey as impressions to mind. Truth means the correspondence of sense impressions to objects. How can one be sure that sensory images are faithful copies of objects? The Stoic answer to this question is that objects which are real produce an intense feeling in the mind. This creates a convention of truth in the perceiver's mind. Thus, truth becomes a subjective concept like linked to one's feeling. Truth cannot in any case lie in concepts which are mental creations. Stoics combined their faith in knowledge as derived from senses with the materialism. They denied the existence of non material entities. Plato located knowledge in thought and reality in forms. Stoics place knowledge in, to use a modern phrase, what sense data reveal or in material realm. They regard human soul and God as material. Without getting into arcane philosophical discussion, we may simply note that Stoics reasoned that the universe is a unity and cannot consist of two distinct principles, one material and the other non material or spiritual. They felt that no interactions can occur between entities governed by such disparate principles. In spite of their materialism, Stoics regarded God as absolute reason governing the universe. Two conclusions follow from this view. One is that the world has a purpose and is marked by order, harmony, beauty, and design. It implies that world is governed by strict necessity of cause and effect. The second conclusion is that freedom of will cannot exist in a world governed by necessity. Man imagine that they generally act voluntarily, but this is only their manner of speaking and does not mean the absence of necessity. Reason as a Stoic ethic. The Stoic ethic is built around two premises. One is that the universe is governed by absolute laws without any exceptions. The other is the other is that reason is the essential attribute of man. The Stoic exhortation that one should live according to nature sums up the two premises. This exhortation means that men should live according to nature and their reason. The idea that men should follow the laws of nature may not amount to much. The belief that nature reveals or sanctions certain morals hardly seems credible to modern men. Belief in nature as a source of human laws or morals has virtually disappeared. Further, men can do little or nothing about the operation of natural laws like those of gravitation or conservation of mass. The second idea that reason should govern conduct is readily intelligible. Stoics define virtue as the life according to reason. Morality consists in rational action. Men should follow not their inclinations or caprices but their reason. The wise man subordinates his life to the life of the whole universe of which he is an infinitesimally small part. The idea that individual morality ought to be grounded in reason is not new. It is found in both Plato and Aristotle, but in many ways, have pushed this point to absurd lengths and reached odd conclusions. Although Aristotle regarded reason as the guide to human conduct, he recognizes passions and appetites as embedded in human nature. He therefore proposed that emotion should be brought under the control of reason. He did not prescribe that they should be eliminated. In contrast, Stoics recommend extremely rigorous aesthetism which runs counter to ordinary human nature. Mill gives an argument to show that happiness is the ultimate value. X is visible if person can see it. Y is audible if people can hear it. Likewise, happiness or utility is desirable if people desire it. And common experience shows that people desire it. However, Mill's argument is invalid. In the first part of the argument, see and hear mean capable of being seen and capable of being heard. But desire can be interpretable in two ways capable of being desired and worthy of being desired. It is the latter meaning that is relevant in determining whether a desire is moral. Utilitarianism, egoism, and altruism. Before proceeding further, we need to note the relation between egoism, altruism, and utilitarianism. Utilitarianism does not imply or endorse an egotistical attitude to life. It does not give any special status to the pleasure or happiness of the individual whose actions it is to guide. Bentham says that in applying the principle, each individual is to count for one and no one for more than one. The moral agent's own pleasures and pains will be exactly on par with those of others affected by the action. Egoism or self centeredness is an attitude by which an individual gives a privileged status to his own welfare. As opposite to this, utilitarianism treats everyone's welfare as equal. Hence, utilitarianism is not an ecological doctrine, but at the same time, utilitarianism is not altruistic. Altruism is the doctrine that the interests of others should be put before our own interests. Altruism is often considered central to morality. This is because Christianity, which influenced Western moral traditions, strongly regards self denial as a virtue. However, if what counts is happiness in general, one's own happiness is a